empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now.
Yo, what's going on, guys? So this is probably gonna be the first video of this series I'm starting, this new series I'm starting, which is basically just gonna be gameplay analysis, mostly of my own, because I would have to get the footage of someone in order to do theirs. But so it's gonna be mostly of my own games. I think a lot of people they want to know what I think, what I'm playing, and all that. So I think these kind of videos will be very helpful for that, especially if you want to learn something about the game or not. Because I'll just do everything, you know, with a reason, and I'll actually explain it and break it down during the game. So just a gameplay analysis. This game right here, I was playing Billy against Survivor. At least 2 people, I'm pretty sure they were Survivor friends. I'm not sure about the other ones, but they definitely know what they're doing regarding the game to an extent. So like right here, this is the start of the game. First thing I'm gonna do is you need to find someone like as fast as you can, and get someone on the hook as fast as you can to get the pressure going. The pressure on the gens. I mean, get the survivors off the gens. So I have corrupt intervention to help with that as well, so they can't just spawn and start working on the gens immediately. I also know by memory not by memory, but you know, like I know where they spawn, so that's why I checked the right, and then I came immediately back to the left, because there's likely where they would be, and they were. So this is a mistake on their part right now. They're all together. It's never a good thing if you're playing Survivor. So because they're all together, I'm just gonna slug that Fang, and I'm gonna try to build more pressure. Ideally before she gets picked up. Because right now there's gonna be at least 3 people not doing gens. One is gonna be healing her, and this one I'm chasing, so that's 3 people. And she's on the floor, obviously. Right there, I was holding the chainsaw so in case she jumped the window, but she didn't. Right here is just me missing the chainsaw. And you see, she should have been down by now, or at least taking a hit. So this is my fault here. And what I should have done, I came back immediately to this gen because I know they were about to finish it if I kept chasing that Fang. So that's why I came back immediately. Because the gen is more important than a chase at that moment. Now this pallet as well, I'm not breaking this pallet because he's I should have waited for that out here. I didn't as well, so that's my mistake. Second mistake. Because this pallet is not really safe. Like, it's not a guaranteed hit, but it's not safe either. You can try to mind game. So that's why I didn't break it, and I'm just following normally her until I get the down. It's faster than if I just break the pallet and give her distance to keep looping me on a stronger area. Right there was the slow camera. I couldn't turn fast enough to hit her, so that wasn't really my fault. It's just camera speed. That's normal when you're playing console. So right here, the best thing I could have done is really find that Fang main that was close to the hook. She shouldn't. That was another mistake on their part. She shouldn't be on that gen because it was pretty obvious that I was going to hook her next to that gen. So she pretty much just wasted time. She could have been spent doing another gen, different gen. So like here, I didn't try to camp or anything, but I should have, because I don't know how altruistic they are. But that save right there just gave me a clue. So now I know they're very altruistic because they just pretty much rushed for that save. So I'll keep that in mind for the rest of this match. Like right here, you can see there's just like way too many pallets everywhere. I tried to mind game her right there, but she just didn't fall for the mind game. Basically, because she's bad. Like, she just jumped the window. If I had like just, you know, mind game her, she would have fallen for it. But I thought she would be smarter than that, but she wasn't. So that can sometimes work against you. It's really just a 50-50. Not much you can do. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you won't. So now again, I know they're trying to. This is not again like they're all together. Like I said, that's never a good thing. Like these two people, they could have all been doing another gen on across the map. And because they're all together, it allows me to create pressure. By either they're wasting pallets right now, or they're taking hits. You know, they're doing things besides doing gens, while I am just, you know, capitalizing on it regarding killing him. So right here, I see she's going for the save. So it's not worth continuing to chase that Fang, because right now I need pressure. There's only 2 gens left, so someone needs to die. So, you know, if I let her save her, then they save the Fang for free. I'll just lose like all the pressure, so I can't afford that at this moment. Right here, I could have slowed her and just camped until she reached struggle state. That would have been a better play. But I figure I could do this before, and she would go struggle anyway. But I guess not. The timing for transitioning, it just takes way too long for transitioning on the hook stages. And right here, I know she has borrowed time, so that's why I waited. But it didn't matter because borrowed time just lasts for way too long. Right here, I tried to curve, but she left the loop. So I'm gonna follow the one that's injured, but she's gonna be faster to down. Not the especially the one that's slipping around Shack. Is not. I'm gonna waste too much time chasing her there, so that's why I choose this person right here. Even though she has the ass, so I'm not gonna pick her up. I'll just leave her on the floor for more pressure, because someone's gonna have to come and pick her up. Pressure is really just they're not you doing things that make them go off the gens. That's really would be the definition of pressure as killer. So like right here again is the same scenario. Like I'm chasing this person, she's also wasting pallets to stay alive, and someone is gonna have to go pick her up. So that's 3 people not doing anything. Right here I try to curve, but you know, not enough. So yeah, there's like way too many pallets everywhere. They're all safe. So I'm not breaking the pallets because it would waste too much time. Not because I don't break pallets. So keep that in mind. This pallet again is not safe, so I didn't break it as well. I know I can do this and still down her if I don't break that pallet. So by now I think her DS is over, and also she's the one that was left on hook. So this is really good that I tunnel her, because now she's out of the game, and it's one less survivor that I have to worry about. It's much easier to apply pressure to 3 people than 4 people. So that was also one of my intents when I chose to chase her instead of the Fang back when she left the hook. Okay, so right now, one thing you see. So right now, I already took notice that my 2 gens are not in a bad spot. They're very close together, so I'll use that to my advantage. Because one thing you gotta keep in mind, survivors that do the gens this fast, they don't usually strategize like the gens they finish. They just pick the first gen they see on their face. Now that's good for speed, but that's bad for strategy, because what ends up happening is that most of the time you give the killer a very good 3 gen like this. If you just go like doing the gens that are right next to each other, like one after the other, this is usually what ends up happening. You will just give the killer a 3 gen at the end. So like right here, I did a little mind game there. I don't know if you noticed, but I kind of faked it leaving the chase, but I didn't. So she left the loop, and now I don't have to chase her on that strong area. Right here, I'm not entirely respecting the pallet. I'm just making her think that I respect the pallet. So she will loop again, just like she did, and she would have got hit there because of it. She didn't, because of the dead hard, which is a perk you can't really counterplay. So I want to say that was really my mistake. There's nothing I could have done there. You can't counterplay dead hard when it's used for distance. Right there, that pallet was also mind gameable, but she got lucky, so that's why I came back immediately, because I know they're doing this gen. So again, you gotta know when to leave the chases. I left that chase for this gen, which is much more, a better choice. Like right here was all 50-50s. I don't know if she's gonna jump or not, but by taking the swing, I was making sure that if she did jump, she would got hit. And I also knew that she didn't have enough distance to make that window. So even if I whiffed all those hits just like I did, she would still get hit in the end anyway. So it was better just to secure that, every time I swing, there was a possibility of her getting hit. until that moment, until that final window. Right here, this is also gen rushers like to do this. They like to do the gens injured. You can take advantage of that by leaving the chase like that and just going back to the gen like I did, instead of continuing to chase that fang that I hit early. Because you catch them like off by surprise. You know, they won't be expecting you to do that. And by not having heal, they usually pay the price. It's a gamble, really, because if they stop to heal, you get time to chase and defend the gens. But if they don't heal, they might just finish the gens because of it. But if you do things like this, you can use that against them. So like right here, I'm not chasing her. I just wanted to break this pallet in case if I go back and she's there, she won't have any pallets to defend herself. So it would be very risky for her to do that gen right now. I mean, if she goes back to it. If I just chase her, like I'll throw a shack or something, this person would be safe for free that I'm patrolling right now, which means I lost all my pressure, so I don't want to lose that. Especially not at this moment. Right here, it was better for her. It was also a mistake on their part. She should have just switched the hook with her. It would have been a lot better than trying to do this fake, make me miss the chainsaw or something. So now she just gave me more pressure than what I had, which is instead of one person in the hook only, now I have one person in the ground, and she's also close to the hook person. So now I can watch both of them and the gens at the same time. Now I didn't mention, but if you go back on the video, I ignored a few hooks in order to hook her on that specific hook, and the reason why I did that was so she would be right in the middle of all the gens. Just as you can see right now, she's hooked right in the middle of all the gens. So it's very easy for me to defend the gens and her at the same time, or stop any kind of saves if I need to. So that's why I picked that hook specifically. You see, so like right now, there's nothing you can really do. If that guy finishes a gen, he's gonna give me his position. If he starts touching on a gen, I'm gonna see him because I have clear vision of all the gens. And if he comes for the save, he's also risking losing the game because then I'll down him and everyone is down. It's game over. So. No, but by securing all this position that I just mentioned, hooking her in that specific place, and the 3 gens there, I just essentially guarantee my victory. And this is one thing that happens. Like most killers, they just lose their shit when they start on the gens. They start popping, but like you should like chill out because you get stronger. The less gens they have to do, you're in an instance you're kind of stronger, especially if the less gens are close like this. It gives you more. More like smart plays you can do rather than if the gens are all spread out. They're forced to stay together, so that's always good for you as a killer. Right there, I'm slugging her since the first down. I'm slugging her so I can find the last guy and get the 4K. You don't have to do this, but I'm just doing it because I figure I might as well show a 4K than give her hatch. So like again, I mostly just use that thing as bait while I was trying to find her. And because I had whispers, if she didn't go for the save, I would find her eventually. And if she did go for the heal like she did, I would also find her eventually. So either way, I had the strong position there. And notice I choose to down the Fang Ming that was already injured first, and I did not go for the one that was healed. Because if I were to like do a normal hit on the one that's healed, that would give enough distance for the other Fang to spread on the map, and I would lose her. And all that. So when they heal like in front of you like that, you always want to hit the guy that's already injured, because that will allow you to slug and give you the most pressure, before you lose everyone out of sight. So like right here, I'm just using whispers to find her. I had barbecue as well. That also helped me know where she is. And yeah, like that's pretty much it. Like even though there was like so many pallets, like the chases were not particularly all that good. Just with a little bit of strategy, you can completely turn the game around. Especially when the game, when survivors do some of the mistakes I mentioned, like staying together and all that. Or sometimes even being too altruistic, you can use that against them. But in this match, I thought it was really just a good example of, especially at the end there, that little switch of strategy that I did on the final hook. It just pretty much changed the entire game. And also, killing that Fang that was on the final hook. When she left and I tunneled her, and slug her so I could pick her up later. after her DS was gone, that was also a big play. Because if she was still alive and it was 4 people alive, I would have never made it. I would have never been able to do all this. So that was also a very important play for this match.